world #1, the yellow jersey, Italo Ferreira, taking on Crosby Colapinto. Crosby, you'd have to say the underdog in this one, but has had some really big, convincing moments this year so far. It feels like we might get a start right now. Crosby seems very interested in this wave. He's going to use up the start here. He's got the inside of Italo Ferreira. Let's see what he can do with it. Lovely first connection here for Cros. Just so silky smooth on his rails, so powerful. Drives even harder into the third section here for Crosby. Again, I love the fact that he never misses a beat when he starts to put his board on rails. So clean. Little bit stuck in the foam through this inside. If he can go big, that's a good looking first wave there. Gets the fins out the back with the completion. You've just taken the first real wave that's come through in this last kind of heat off the current world #1. It feels like Crosby could start to put himself in a nice momentum here.
And so, in my mind, Crosby does a phenomenal job of riding this wave, staying on his board. He found good carving maneuvers through the middle part of the wave. I think these two turns right here specifically, he's utilizing a cool body mechanic where he carves and then whips at the very end, looking back at that tail block. And it just creates a unique flavor for that maneuver, a little bit of extra spice, and that can kind of go a long ways in terms of your scores, and stays on the board, pops the fins out. So, and now he's on his way.
And then Italo, he's going to take his first wave. Great looking first turn for Italo. Just such a nice first connection. Had so much drama about it. He's gone to the rail through this midsection here. You can see it almost feels like it has a slightly tapered wall through this midsection. He's going to get out of there, but good signs is that based on that first maneuver, that knee seems to be fine. Let's take a look at this first turn from Italo.
So utilizing a grab rail bottom turn there, he springs into the lip like a rubber band, and he's able to utilize a ton of speed and create great energy. The wave kind of, after those first two turns, it really did peter out, so he's kind of doing backside cutties, which are always hard for scoring potential, and after a couple, he just chooses to click off. But this turn right here, yes, if he's able to click into 2 to 3 of these on a wave, we're going to be seeing some incredible scores for Italo today.
I feel like Italo as well, we haven't seen a goofy footer win this event before. The only goofy footer to ever make the finals on the men's side, I'm talking men's side by the way, obviously we have Caroline who's won on the women's, but he's going to have a big paddle. It's a really hard one into this wave here. A lot of wall in front of him. Italo has to go on rail. You can see maybe a little fumble on that first section there, just those fins not engaging how he wanted. He's going to get out of there. But for someone like Leo coming up against Sammy Pupo, I'm going to hold on that thought because Crosby's paddling for a wave right now, so you just simmer with that for a second. Italo really deep. Crosby using priority here. He's going to come round. Nothing much on the line down the end there. So maybe a bit of a sell here from Italo. But right now, I feel like for heats that are 45 minutes, it gives an extended amount of time. For those surfers who catch fire and are momentum surfers, I feel like these extra heats actually kind of play into the favor. Get at least 2 big moments from all of our competitors today. Like Leo said, they're kind of hard to find out there. Bit of a wave rolling through here. Crosby's got second priority. He's going to take this one underneath Italo here. He's going to get out. That one, when I turned around my shoulder, actually had a pretty big peak down the line. So unfortunately, Italo is very convinced by this wave. Taking off under the lip here. He's going to go straight into it, not mucking around at all for Italo. Vertical on the first section, big looking wall ahead of our world #1 right now. That yellow jersey looking light on Italo's shoulders here. Let's see what this end section provides. It looks like it's starting to stand up. He's going to go into the foam here for Italo. Big moment out the back. You can see just had to really pace that end section though.
That is wacky. And then straight into a grab rail bottom turn in front of Crosby. Air drops out of it. So this, Jesse, is where it starts to be what I was talking about a little earlier. Italo knows he's got a great score. He's got to slow down. He's got to relax as a goofy foot surfer because he knows if he can find the right timing into this maneuver, which he essentially did, there wasn't much to offer, but you don't want to go there too early, and you obviously don't want to go there too late. So well read by Italo.
Look at that takeoff. It literally broke on his head and then he popped up and went straight up into that section. That also speaks volumes to the amount of time this guy spends training outside the water. You have to be strong to be able to manufacture that much drive and energy into that first turn.
Yeah, and then into an air drop, like there's some form of gymnastics as well. Wow. So Italo's here to compete. I mean, definitely looks on fire and sharp. That's a barrel.
Are you kidding? I feel like it's pretty safe to say 80% of surfers around the world probably would have stayed under and gone down.
Like we were talking about, he basically stood up but kept his left hand on the rail to utilize it as a grab rail bottom turn. We'll see what he chooses.
Italo, having a look at this one. Let's remember, Crosby has first priority here. He's going to take off in the foam as well. So a couple of tricky takeoffs back to back right now for our surfers. Crosby, unfortunately, a little deep on that one there. So he's going to have to kick out. That priority now shifts back to Italo. So far, a lot of momentum is going towards Italo's way here. Incredible initiative, trying to take care of our one ocean and one planet. Crosby Colapinto has been involved in a lot of that. He's up and riding right now. Great looking first carve here for Crosby. Tight arc in the pocket on the second turn. Again, a little bit of bump on that wave. Felt like there was a sidewall we're rolling through. Wasn't interested in the end there, but I feel like there's good signs just from the start of that wave that Crosby's hungry for it right now.
Yeah, he has the intent for sure. Arc and a snap in these maneuvers. Right here coming off the bottom, he projects so well into this carve. Boom! And then wraps and creates a lot of flare out of the end of that. So noted, David saying he's down there supporting the Mayhem team. I know Matt Biolis and his son River are here.
Italo, having a look at this one here, looking at better, a 5-point ride to apply some more pressure on Crosby. Goes for a big air. Felt like maybe that wind starting to puff up a little bit just off the back of that wave there. Italo looking pretty convinced at this wall of water coming through here. He's going to get this one under Crosby's priority. It's just going to run off down the line.
He needs a 6-3 or better, because potentially Italo could ride one just behind. So we'll see him drop in right here.
Crosby's going to do it. Less than 2 minutes to go. Needs a 6-3-4 here. Pushes hard on this first carve. He's going to need to really go into the second. Drifts that tail around. Can see momentarily was on the heels. Big oncoming section and goes down here for Crosby Colapinto. Needed that big moment here for Cros. That was unfortunately an opportunity lost on that last section. It's so hard to make. That with that completion, it probably would have gone the mile. It probably would have got to that point that he needed the 6-3-4. So Crosby Colapinto, as time runs out, the hooter goes. This heat is officially over for Italo Ferreira. Looking so great. That knee doesn't seem to be wreaking too much havoc here. 7-5 and a 5. It just felt like a nice, easy-paced heat for someone like Italo.
Yeah, and that's so dangerous for us to be watching that. In this kind of event, we know he could go very far, and then, here comes Brazil. He's feeling the heat. He's in the yellow jersey. This man loves putting on a show.
The current ratings leader, Italo Ferreira, congratulations. You dropped in on a wave out there, pretty much bodyboarding initially. Your timing was perfect on that one, though. But just talk about the difference between the sky and the ocean right now. It's pretty hard to differentiate which are the key waves. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. The 7.5 was so fun. I had the bodyboard skills on that, and then it's pretty hard to take off on a wave when it's like that, because it's kind of almost same color, and then it's pretty hard to read the wave. But I remember that I take off, and I was on the bottom turn trying to stand up, and I look, I was like, okay, there's a good session, and I hit, and then after that I was kind of like a little bit fat, but I tried to do some turns, and then it's pretty hard right now because it's kind of like start to going high the tide, and then the waves just moves a little bit to the outside, and then that is not like it's different when it's low tide. They run a little bit more. You have like a little bit more speed. So right now we take off and stay like on a white water and try to hit the wave. But I'm so glad to make that one. It's pretty high, because I'm not having surfing in the last couple of days, and then I take off on the first wave. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna try to do something first. But it's okay. It's part of the game. I knew that I'm injured right now, and I try to play the game with a little bit like safety, because we have a long journey to the end. But I'm so glad to make that one. Yeah.
Speaking of the game, it's not easy to ask for help, especially after a few events. You went to Leandro personally, asked him to coach you, having him as your caddy, as your coach right here. How has that relationship been so far, a few events into the year?
Leandro, he's a great human, His energy is so good. And then every morning when we came here, he always like with the good vibe, and we talk about like the waves, about the surfers, how we can do on a heat, like be like selective, try to do the good turn on a good part, And then, but yeah, has been amazing. Has him by my side, and yeah, we have a long journey into the end. But yeah, has been super fun.
One thing about this location, it's obviously developed a lot more over the last couple of years. Brazilians travel a lot. There's a big fan base here for you when you came in on the rocks. How was it like having that reception, especially with the quality of waves that we have right now?
Yeah, I love this energy. There's Brazilian everywhere, so this is good for us. They are always supporting us, and this giving me a extra energy, you know, to make good waves and rip outside. Yeah.
Umas palabras en portugués para Brasil?
First, I'm gonna say to Timmy, thank you, Timmy, for everything that you doing for me. You know, all the boards with the Brazilian guys, Tick and Tackle. Timmy, he's a great human, you know, and I hope that I can see you, my friend. I love you. Thanks for everything. And then, yeah, eu quero agradecer a toda a galera que está no Brasil também. Obrigado pela torcida. Tem sido desafiador, né, ultimamente, mas tem mantido positivo em todos os momentos. É difícil você olhar todo mundo surfando e não poder surfar. E aí, beleza, você só vai na hora da bateria e aí tua cabeça tem que estar muito concentrada no que você tem que fazer. E graças a Deus as coisas estão acontecendo. É um desafio a mais para que lá no futuro eu possa contar essa história e que seja incrível. Então, obrigado a todos pela torcida, a minha família, a minha sogra que está ajudando também com meu filhinho, meu pai, minha mãe, todas as crianças do Instituto. Um beijo para vocês, sei que vocês estão assistindo aí. Tamo junto, valeu.